Shanti. Om Shanti and good evening. It's really a privilege to be with such a learned audience and rather professional, all professionals in such a beautiful evening here. This Adyar Center, you might have come to this Adyar Center quite often earlier, many of you. I have come here for the first time. So it's really a pleasant experience to be here. This center is having such a powerful spiritual vibrations, and we should all thank our divine sister Muthu Muniji for giving us this opportunity to be together and exchange our thoughts. Divine Sister Muthu Muniji is our senior Raj Yogi teacher, and she is doing intense tapasya, yoga, service. Her, of course, at Mt.Abu also we do that, but she is also in this city. Her day starts at 3 o'clock and ends at perhaps 11 o'clock. And most of the time, she is thinking as to how the benefit of spiritual knowledge should be made available to as many people as possible. And she constantly thinks and on those lines only. So we are really thankful to her for this opportunity. Friends, this is also a month, special month for the Brahma Kumaris organization, as some of you will be knowing. In the month of January 1969, the founder of the organization, Prajapita Brahma, whom we affectionately call Brahma Baba, he attained the stage of perfection. He became avyakta. He left his body and assumed angelic form. And he was the founder of the organization, and he did intense tapasya for many, many decades. And I would say Bhagirath tapasya, Bhagirath Purushat, intense efforts he made for achieving 100% purification and angelic stage. And his life and work is a source of inspiration for all of us at Brahma Kumaris. And we continuously strive to do and follow whatever he has taught us, whatever he has done in his lifetime. So this is a special month, and I'm sure all of us are being blessed by him, and we'll have special blessings so that we'll have more and more such interactions. And those of you who are not sort of come in contact with the organization, they will continue to take the benefit over here. Friends, chartered accountants profession, we all know, is totally service oriented and knowledge based. Chartered accountants really do work hard, not only for gaining the qualification, but even subsequently, because they work in the interest of the society, they work in the interest of the clients. So there's a small story which I recollect about chartered accountants, that in the earlier days, in the olden days, there used to be rishis and sages who always used to think for the benefit of the society. They will not even think of themselves. They will go away from the home in the jungles and do tapasya and do research and create wisdom, develop wisdom, which can be shared with the society for the benefit of everyone. So they will not even take care of themselves. They will just do with fruits and leaves like that. There are no sages now, but they are there very much in the society, but their name is changed to chartered accountants. So chartered accountants really work hard. The point that I'm trying to drive is that chartered accountants do work hard, and they have to constantly upgrade their knowledge, upgrade the skills constantly, so as to be able to take care of the client's interest. As a profession, I've seen the chartered accountants are very close to the clients, and they understand the clients so well compared to other professionals like lawyers. So they always understand the clients very well, and they're in a position to advise the clients very well. But as I told, the chartered accountants really have to work hard for that. They have to effectively. I've seen many chartered accountants office in Bombay, particularly in times of deadlines. They work till late night, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock. So they really do take care of the client's interest, which is a very good sort of profession. And I think the profession has received appreciation, accolades from all the quarters. Everybody feels the chartered accountants are the profession which the country is really proud of. Even internationally, the Indian chartered accountants are being appreciated for their hard work and the skills. Now, coming to the today's subject, 3 digits in life. We all chartered accountants deal with digits, numbers. So this is something we have to wonder as to what are those 3 digits, or what are the 3 points of life. Now, when we say 3 digits, I mean 3D, we can say 3D. 3D is a sort of a technique which is used in most of the sciences like engineering, medical, or so many sciences use these 3D. Healthcare industries, they use health. When we say 3D, 3D means a holistic approach, basically a holistic approach. We look at the subject matter from all possible angles to arrive at a sort of conclusion which is really helpful and which really addresses the issue. So when we talk about spirituality, we have to understand what 3D we are talking of. So I will be talking of several 3Ds in the process. And I'd like it to be more interactive so that we are able to better appreciate that. So first 3D that I would like to highlight is about 3 personal resources that everyone on the earth has got. Every human being on the earth has got 3 personal resources. So which are those personal resources? Would anybody be able to tell? The 3 personal resources. Every human being on this earth has got those 3 personal resources. Mind, body, intellect. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Apart from that, any other personal resources? First is the body that we have got. It is a physical body that we are possessing. That is most important. I mean, it is an important resource. Without body, there is no existence. So body is one important resource for everyone. Everybody has got body. Everybody has got 2 hands, 2 legs, 2 eyes to work. So body means sense organs. So everybody has got sense organs through which the soul or the individual performs actions. So that is the first one. Second one is, as Madam said, the mind. Everybody has got thought energy. Everybody's ability to think. So thought energy also is energy, very important energy. Third one is, can anybody tell which is the third resource which everybody has got? Soul. No, it is a resource where professionals always struggle and they always try to manage that resource well. Time. Yeah. Time is the third important resource. Everybody has got 24 hours to work. Everybody has got that. Nobody can complain that I got less hours or more compared to the others. All the 3 resources, God has blessed us with all the 3 resources. Now, what we do with these resources, how we use these resources, that is what determines our experiences in life, our successes, our achievements. So we have to sort of see how best we can utilize these resources. Now, amongst all the 3 resources, which one is the most crucial, which will impact everything? Mind, yeah. Mind or the thought energy. Because physical body, we have these days, there's a lot of awareness about the health management or, health awareness. There's a lot of awareness. And definitely we have to take care of the body. And the second is the time. We also manage the time, try to manage the time. But mind is something where I think our attention is very less. We pay attention to time management, we pay attention to bodily health. But as far as mind is concerned, we hardly devote or understand. We hardly understand the mind, what the mind is, what its functions, and how we can utilize the mind energy. Friends, there was one research carried out. National Science Foundation, they published a research paper in the year 2005. And as per the research, every human being, average human being, uh, creates or thoughts about numbering from 12,000 to 60,000 every day. So the mind constantly works, mind never stops, and it continues to create thoughts. It is like a factory that continues to produce goods, because the mind is meant for that. Mind is meant for thinking, to create thoughts. But the same research paper also said that 85% of the thoughts were either negative or waste thoughts. So if we are creating thoughts, but the thoughts are not having energy, how we are going to use that energy? So that even psychologists also say that average human being hardly utilizes 10 to 15% of his mind. They believe that other portion is not being used. Actually, it is being used, but it is being used for creating negative thoughts or the best thoughts. So here comes the spirituality. If we take care of the mind will the energy that his mind creates, or the energy that we create for ourselves, for that will impact the bodily health also positively. Mind and body are very closely linked. Even the medical science says that 80 to 90% of the diseases are psychosomatic. Means they are dependent on your state of mind. If you are not mentally healthy, if you are not mentally strong, then you can develop diseases. And that is what is happening. That body, of course, there are issues related physical aspects of the medicine, but this is also an aspect that our state of mind determines our health. If we get some small ailment and we go to a doctor, and if the doctor says, no, there's nothing, just take little medicine, we'll feel from that moment itself, we'll start feeling okay. Without even taking the medicine, we'll feel, oh, I'm okay. Because thought has gone inside my mind that I'm okay. So the mind empowerment, energizing the mind, empowering the mind is very, very essential. And for particularly people who are busy all the day, they hardly find time to pay attention to thought energy. Friends, this thought energy, fortunately, spirituality is available, spiritual knowledge is available to energize our mind and thought energy. Because what spirituality tells us? Spirituality tells us to look introvert. Spirituality tells us that our experience of the outer world is reflection of our experience in the inner world. So outer world is a reflection of the inner world. So while we do work in the outer world, we do have different kinds of experience in the outer world. We don't look at the control point or the control room where everything is happening. If we look inside the mind, just as we just discussed, majority of the thoughts are waste thoughts or negative thoughts. Larry Janki was the administrative head for 2 decades and was instrumental in spreading the spiritual knowledge all over the world. There are 140 countries in which the Brahma Kumaris organizations have centers, and Dadi Janki was spearheaded that movement abroad. And she left the body at the age of 104. So she used to travel abroad most of the time. So once she was addressing a gathering in Singapore, and she gave the mantra, don't think, Now, is it possible not to think? We just discuss mind always continues to think, but she said, no, don't think. So somebody asked Daddy, how is it possible that we can't think? We don't think. How can I stop my mind from thinking? Daddy said, first, you sit with yourself, just analyze the thoughts, what kind of thoughts you have. And you will find that 90% of the thoughts are either concerning the past, what has happened in the past, or it may be concerning other people with whom you have nothing to do. You may be thinking of anything which does not matter you, it does not concern you, which means 90% of the energy is being depleted and only 10% is being used. Now, that stage of not thinking, that is what really means is that you utilize your energy for your own benefit, for your own empowerment, and utilize the energy for the benefit of others. And at this stage, you don't have to make efforts to think. When you have positive energy inside, when you think your thoughts are pure and positive for yourself, for everybody around you, and for everyone in the universe, then you don't feel that you are thinking, but the energy will automatically spread everywhere around you. And it will bring about not only transformation within you, but it will bring about transformation with everything that is around you. It will transform the people. It will have impact on the people around you. It will impact your surroundings. Just I'll give a small personal experience. When I was working in a large corporate about 25 years, 30 years ago, at that time, some people used to come to me. They knew I was doing meditation, Brahma Kumaris, and they were they were not the people who used to interact with me for any particular purpose, but still they will come, say hello, and then just sit with me, senior people. And they said, no, you continue work. I'm just sitting with you. We'll discuss it later. So he used to observe me and doing work. And then after some time, he used to say, when I used to say, let us see what you have to discuss. He said, no, nothing to discuss. I'm sitting only just to experience the vibrations of peace that I'm getting from you. So point is that whenever you are positive thinking, pure thinking, when you avoid wastage of energy, wastage of negative thinking, and wastage of waste thoughts. Negative thinking, negative thoughts are easy to identify, but waste thoughts are a little difficult to identify. Sometimes we feel, no, this is a necessary thing. Is it necessary to think about this? But it may not be necessary, and we are maybe unnecessarily wasting that energy. The spirituality or meditation helps us in going inside our mind, identifying what are the negative thoughts, what are the waste thoughts, what are the ordinary thoughts, what are the positive thoughts that I'm doing, and what are the pure thoughts that I'm having. So once I sit with myself, but for that I have to devote time. I may be during the day I may be spending time with so many people, with family, with friends, and with professionals. But how much time do I spend with myself? That is a question that we have to ask. Because without spending time with your own self, you cannot understand yourself. So the first lesson in spirituality is about understanding your own self. Once you understand yourself, then only you can transform yourself, then only you can empower yourself, and then only you can get the benefit of meditation. So the best time to meditate, when you say meditate, in the initial stage, you have to just be with yourself in silence and try to understand what is happening inside you. And the early morning time is the best time to do the meditation or to spend time with yourself. And quite often you will experience, once you start, you will experience that your mind also starts responding in a positive way. Initially, it may be difficult to understand mind, but once you start sitting in silence, you will realize your mind has a lot of positive energy inside, but we are not able to tap that because we don't spend time with our mind to understand. So to tap the spiritual energy, we have to be in silence. Silence is the key to tap the energy that is lying inside our mind. Because in silence, we can understand many other things. Like if we are sitting, if we are in the midst of, if we are midst of so many people, we may not be able to listen to some noises. But if you are sitting in some silent place, you may be able to listen to the voices of birds and like that, which you can, which will please your mind. To understand the mind, we have to be in silent and be with mindself. You have to interact with yourself. Like if you have to, if you are interacting with a child, how will you interact with the child? Similarly, a mind is also like a child. So we have to talk to the mind. We have to communicate with the mind, not just see it, but communicate what it is, what it has got, what it is asking for. The mind may say that I need love, I need peace, I need happiness, or I need to express myself. There may be many thoughts which may be lying, but which may be we may not allow it to, mind to express that. But once we sit up with the mind, we communicate with the mind, we interact with the mind, then there are many things which will come up. And then slowly, the solutions also will come. Whatever issues are coming up by interact with the mind, the solutions will also follow, because all the energies is there inside us only. We have to only tap it. Yes, we know that there are many natural resources which are just lying inside the earth. They are precious resources, and for which countries are fighting also. But if you tap those resources, what you have to do? You have to do a lot of drilling. You have to do a lot of work on that to access those energies, to access those resources. So mind is also like that. There's deep resource lying within us, valuable resources lying inside us, valuable thoughts or valuable experiences that mind has got. But we are not able to devote time to explore what is lying inside the mind. Friends, the 40 years back, 42 years back, when I first came into contact with the Brahma Kumaris organization, I went to the center and I was explained pictorially some few lessons. It was just the initial half an hour kind of thing where, typically all Brahma Kumaris organization have centers have about a dozen pictures on which the explanation is given in few minutes. Uh, so I was given lessons, but the three pictures, we are talking of 3D of life, the three pictures which appealed to me or which I found interesting was, first one was about self-realization. On the picture, the question was, who are you? Are you the physical body? Or the answer was given that you are not the physical body. The body is made of 5 elements of nature. Body is destructible, is changing, but you are an eternal soul. And the soul functions through the body. And there was an example given of a car, a driver sitting in the car, whether the driver and car both are separate. Driver cannot say, I am the car. Driver is separate. Driver uses the car for his purposes. He does not say, I am the car. Similarly, the soul also is separate from the body, but it is indestructible. While body is destructible, the soul is indestructible. It is eternal energy. So that was the first lesson. And again, in the first lesson, 3Ds. First was, as Sister said, mind, intellect, and sanskar. Each soul has these three faculties. Mind, which is the ability to think. Second is intellect, which judges, which has the judgment power. Third is sanskar. Sanskars means our personality traits. Whatever we have, whatever actions we have performed, either in this birth or previous births, the images or the imprints of those actions we are carrying, the soul carries those impressions in the form of sanskars. So the soul has 3Ds: mind, intellect, and sanskars. Now, if I have to, I can use my mind and intellect to to transform myself, to transform the sanskar. If I have to transform myself, I have to look at my sanskars and I have to transform them. If I'm able to, once I start meditating, I will slowly and slowly start feeling that I'm gaining mastery over my mind. I'm gaining mastery over this, over the intellect, and I'm able to transform my sanskars. Normally, it is believed that sanskar can never be transformed. The person who has got some habits, thinking habits, or way of living, or that can never be transformed. But through meditation, it is possible to transform the sanskars, transform the habits that we have acquired over a period of many, many, many years, either in this birth, or maybe previous births also. So sanskars, the sanskar, the soul of sanskar is our experiences. तो संस्कार परिवर्तन से संसार परिवर्तन हो सकता है. So this is the first lesson in spirituality, that you transform yourself and the world will transform. Swa parivartan se vishwa parivartan. That is the first lesson. So second lesson, that was the first lesson about self-realization. Second lesson was about God realization. The second lesson is said that God is also a point of light, like the soul. And he is, in terms of attributes, he is the ocean. He is the ocean of love. He is the ocean of peace. He is the ocean of all virtues. He is the ocean of all the energies. And what most important part which was explained was that he is our supreme father. He is our father. Now, if he has got so many resources, positive energy, and if he is our father, then what we should be feeling about it? He has got all the energies, all the resources, all the virtues. Now, does he require himself? God does require those energies. He is our father. So as a father, he is there to give us whatever we need. So all the positive attributes, positive energies that he has got, that is meant for us. So we have to access those energies by connecting with him. So again, 3Ds, how to connect with the God, how to access the virtues, powers, energies, love, peace, knowledge, whatever he has got, how to access those resources, because it is unlimited. What God has got is unlimited, and God is there to give it to us, but we have to connect with him. Now, again, 3Ds, how to access the resources which God has got. One is connection, second is relationship, and third is communication. We have to have connection with the God. Without connection, we cannot have relationships. So for connection, we have to understand him fully. For connection can be, like a child, when the child takes birth, he automatically has that connection. So if we also have that feeling of being a child of Almighty, the connection starts at that moment. Just takes a second. If I feel that I am the child of Almighty, that process starts, and then connection turns into relationship. And relationship, not only relationship, but we have to communicate with the God. I have to sit with the God, or I have to remember him as a father. If I remember him properly, correctly, as being a child of God, then I can access whatever energies he has got for us. So once we start connecting and experience that relationship, the most beautiful part of relationship with the God is that we can have any relationship with God. whatever relationship you feel like having with him, as a friend, as a child, or whatever, we say, Tomeva Matasta Pita Tomeva, Tomeva Banduj Sakha Tomeva, Tomej, Sabi, all relationships we can have with God. So if we have that relationship with God, then communication. Now, relationship without communication is not a relationship. Relationship always involves communication, good communication, positive communication. Then relationships get fostered, relationships get strengthened once we have proper communication. So meditation tells us how to communicate with God. Meditation tells us what stage you should be having, what kind of relationship you should be experiencing with God. Once you start relationship, connection, relation, and communication with God, you automatically get the energy that you want, what you need, or what the God has got for us. We don't have to, the beautiful part of relationship with God is that you don't have to beg for anything. You don't have to demand anything. You don't have to even desire for anything. Does a child desire anything to get something from the parents? No. Parents do take care of the child automatically. They know what the child needs. So even before he asks for it, the parents provide for that. Similarly, we don't have to ask for it. We don't have to demand anything. We don't have to beg for it. We have to only have connection, relation, and communication with him. That was the second D, the 3D that I learned that. One more lesson that was initially explained was about the time cycle. It's very important. We discuss about time management, but time management is, of course, limited to what we are doing presently. But we need to understand the overall universal time cycle. What time cycle, what phase of the time cycle we are passing through at the moment? Can anybody tell at the moment what is the kind of time cycle? What is the age we are passing through? Looking to whatever is happening in the world around us, what is whether in time, when you say time could be golden age, silver age. Is it golden age? Presently, it is not a golden. Is it silver age? No. Is it copper age? No. The last one is iron age. So in iron age, what happens? Total negativity. Everything works totally in a different way. There are a lot of violence, a lot of hatred, a lot of atrocities, everything happening around us. That is what the iron age it is about. We have to understand this. Why? Because anything which goes into extreme definitely comes to an end. So if iron age is there, again, what phase it is? It is the initial phase or it is the extreme phase at the moment? This is going towards the extreme. It is going to such an extreme. We even find it difficult to absorb certain things which is happening around us. We even don't feel like looking at those kind of news that is happening around us. So it is an extreme iron age, extreme Kali Yuga that is going on at the moment. But anything which goes into extreme definitely comes to an end. But how it will come to an end? Again, it doesn't happen automatically, but it happens according to the plan, universal plan. There's a time when God, because God is the ocean of all the energies, all the positive energy. So it is a time of descent of God. When everything goes in the extreme, it is a time of descent of God. In Bhagavad Gita, it is said, when there is extreme irreligiousness, then I come to transform the world, to finish all the irreligiousness and establish true religion. This is a time, friends, when there's a time of the descent of God. So this time cycle we have to understand very well, because whatever actions we perform is based on the time. What we do in the morning, we don't do in the evening. What we do in the evening, we don't do in the morning. So according to time, we have to decide what we have to do. So if you understand that this is the Iron Age. Not only Iron Age, if it is going into extreme, then what should be my role? What should I be doing? Should I just be sitting silent? Should I be taking also, if there's a violence, should I also become violent and face it? No, I cannot do that. But there's a way, there's godly knowledge. God is available, godly knowledge is available. Now, if there's a darkness in the room, darkness doesn't go away just by blaming it or by pushing it. We have to switch on the light. And once we switch on the light, the darkness goes in a second. Similarly, if there's so much negativity around, our role should be to light a positive light in our mind, in our heart, in our soul. If we do light positivity, it will definitely impact. Somebody may say, no, what happens? Only one, I'm doing, just doing positivity. How does it help the world? I mean, there are so many people doing so much wrong. Just by only 1% doing some positive action, what happens? Nothing happens. That's not right. Whatever we think, that creates an energy, that creates vibrations. And it impacts the surroundings. It impacts the people around us. It has influence on others also. Just like when you go into temple, you feel peace. Why do you feel peace over there? Why not at home? Because people there come at that time. There's no negativity in their mind. They have, they have love for the deity. They love for the God. So they go there in a very peaceful mind. So the surrounding over there, or the atmosphere over there, is very, very peaceful. So the whatever kind of thoughts we create, if we create peaceful thoughts, if we create loveful thoughts, definitely creates an environment. Whatever we give, if we give love, then person who receives the love, he will also respond in a positive way. He will also share love. If we talk good about some person, he will also talk good about us. So whatever we do has reaction in equal measure. If we do positive actions, there's a positive reaction. So this changing our thought pattern, empowering the mind with positivity, with pure thoughts, it creates a subtle environment. And with one candle light, you can create another candle. You can lighten the other candle light. The other one can third light. So that way the light will spread everywhere. So this is how we can, as a professional, we can start building positivity around us. And that positivity helps everyone. So friends, once we start meditating, now initially you may say, I don't have time in the morning, what do I do? What you can do perhaps, understand certain basic principles. And then what you can do is in the office, at every 1 hour, you may find 1 or 2 minutes. If there's some meeting going on, the meeting will get over. You may need some time to take tea or coffee or water. You'll have some time to take that. That time, you can have reflective thinking as to whatever I did in the earlier 1 hour, 2 hours, whatever I did, whatever way I handled the situation, whatever way I reacted or responded, whether it could have been different, whether it could have been better. Now, if you ask this question to yourself in those 1 or 2 minutes, you will find some answers. You will find some response from your mind. Yes, perhaps I could have done this in a different way. I could have done this in this way. And that would help us, in next situation. So every 1 hour, just 1 minute. 1 minute even is also enough for the mind to come out with something new. Mind is creative, but mind has to be, we have to go to the mind, we have to talk to the mind. So even 1 minute silence every 1 hour, that also helps a great. Another way could be, of course, I told you that morning meditation is the best time. Half an hour a day. If not in the half in the day, maybe in the evening, when you are free from all the work and you are able to spend some time with you. Half an hour to begin with is a good beginning. Now, is it difficult? Half an hour in the morning or evening is difficult, or is it easy? Is it possible? Yeah, yeah, okay, possible. Now, sometimes we feel that no, it may be difficult because at 7 o'clock I have to do this, at 8 o'clock I have to do this. How do I find time? Now, if we just make little change in our lifestyle and start getting up little earlier and spend that time. Suppose you are getting up at 6 o'clock, instead you start at 5:30. Get up at 5:30. You will get some time, and that half an hour, it's not just an half hour for you. It will save during the whole day. It will save a lot of time for you. Saving time is creating time. So in the morning, if you sit for half an hour with yourself, what will happen? Your entire day's setting will also be done as to what kind of what work I have to do. In fact, whenever you sit in silence in the morning, there'll be certain things which will come up which perhaps you're not planned for the day, but you will realize, oh no, this I need to do today. This is something important, and I should not delay it. So that half an hour in the day creates a full setting for the whole day. And then during the day, you don't have to do much planning, time management. In fact, time management is automatically being taken care when you do mind management, when you do thought management. Time management independently may work, but if our thoughts are not organized, we are not spend time with ourselves, then time schedules may not be maintained because there'll be something or the other coming up. But if our mind is proper, our mind is has reached certain level of energy in the morning itself, then there's a lot of clarity about what I have to do in the morning, what I have to do during the whole day, and that I have personally felt that whatever if I do meditate in the morning, my whole day is I am clear about myself as to what I have to do, at what time I have to do, how much time I have to spend for various things. So my time management is automatically been taken care. Again, coming to the first 3D, body, mind, and time. So if we are taking care of the mind, my time management is being automatically taken care. At the same time, when I'm managing my mind properly or my thoughts properly, it will have a positive impact on my health. As I told you, 90% of the diseases are psychosomatic. If a mind is peaceful, if a mind is loveful, then my body will also be healthy. Today's lifestyle disease can easily be avoided by doing regular meditation. I mean, they are basically lifestyle, and lifestyle again can be changed by doing meditation. So, friends, these are some of the benefits of meditation. Now, again, coming back to our relationship and connection with God. When I say I'm the child of Almighty, when I'm say I'm a CA, what does it mean? Normally, we say CA means Chartered Accountant. Okay. But if I change my consciousness of being CA from a Chartered Accountant to Child of Almighty, how will you feel? What difference will it make? It will make a huge difference. The Chartered Accountant is always about stressful, about doing this, that every time, stretching time schedules every now and then, doing that. When I'm Child of Almighty, I'm totally relaxed. Why? My Father is there to take care of everything. If I got any worries, if I get any stress, anything, I'll say, okay, my Father is there. He will take care of it. And nothing to worry. So handing over our whatever situations will definitely come up. Life is such, and particularly when we are passing through this iron age, situations suddenly may come up. And at that time, we need that energy, spiritual energy. And that spiritual energy we can got only by connecting with God. So that consciousness of being child of Almighty is the first step in my connection with the God. If I say, if I ask, do you feel that God loves you? Do you feel everyone? Does you feel that God loves you? Yes. If God loves you, then is there anything for you to worry? Some people may say, no, I don't have that kind of feeling that God loves me. If somebody says that, then we can ask the question, do you believe that God is ocean of love? Do we agree that God is ocean of love? If He is ocean of love, why He should not love you? Because His love is there to give to us only. But only thing is that when He is giving love to us, He expects us also to be in love with Him. Yeah. So that is very important. We let us experience love of God, but also let us respond to Him in the lawful manner by maintaining connection, relation, and communication with Him, which is a very, very important part. And third lesson about, we have already discussed about the time cycle, but we can little more talk about that. The whole universe passes through various phases, and as in the case of anything, something which is new will have the highest amount of energy when it is new. When a building is constructed, newly constructed, we feel, oh, this is a new building, this is such a nice building. We enjoy living in that building. So that because the building is new, we get a lot of pleasure. It is having full energy or full facilities, whatever. But slowly, as the years pass, then the building will start aging. Then you will not have the same kind of happiness or same kind of experience as you had when it was new. Similarly, every thing passes through various phases of Sato, Rajo, and Tamo. So in the time cycle of this universe, the first phase was the golden age. This whole universe world was passing through golden age. I mean, it started with golden age. When you say golden age, that means everything was peaceful, everything was lawful. There was no conflicts, there was no vices, there was no violence. So that was the first stage when there were deities staying on this universe, on this earth. We worship those deities. Why? Because they had the purity, they had the divinity, they had the same kind of body as we have now: two hands, two legs, two eyes. Why do we worship them? Because they have got the divine virtues, divine qualities, which they got from the God. And then after as the time passes through, then there's a silver age. Again, in silver age also there are deities on this or in this earth, or rather in Bharat, in our country itself, because we worship the deities because they were staying here, they were staying in this land. We worship them. So the second phase was the silver age, where also deities were there, but the level of purity and divinity little reduced. And then there's third phase of copper age, where the purity and divinity were lost to a considerable extent. And just like the building, becomes aged, so similarly in this world also, the divinity, purity sort of vanished. But to replenish that, people start worshipping God, searching for God and worshipping Him. So Bhakti cult started in the Copper Age. And then come the Iron Age. We know what happens in the Iron Age. And this transformation from Iron Age to Golden Age, as per the godly plan, there are various things which may happen. Now, because there's so much of hatred amongst human beings, what human beings have created is so many weapons. People want to kill each other, they want to conquer each other, they want to finish each other. So many weapons. And weapons are not only just small weapons, but they are all atomic weapons. What atomic bomb was dropped on Hiroshima and Nagasaki was a baby atom bomb. Today there are powerful, much more powerful atom bombs, and not only one or two, there are in thousands, in hundreds numbers. Now, what will happen if they are used? And are they meant not to be used? Will never be used? You see situation going on around Ukraine war or whatever. There are so many conflicts going on around the world. Somebody may knowingly, unknowingly use it. So that is one method. Perhaps it may happen. The transformation may take place. Second is about we see the environmental issues. Environmental issues are so serious because of the environmental issues. We are facing so much drought, floods. So the natural calamities are taking place every now and then. So the world transformation is going to happen, and whatever role, or what should be our role in this world transformation? Our role should be transform our own self. If we transform ourselves and attain a level of purification or divinity through meditation, through spirituality, then we'll also get the benefit of it in the golden age. Because whatever we give, we get. So if we contribute in establishment of the new world, we'll also get the benefit of that in the new world. Now, does that appeal? That if you were to get the benefit, whether we like to have the benefit in the golden age, if it is appealing, what should we be doing now? We should definitely start devoting some time for my own benefit. Now, meditation doesn't mean, when you say purification and divinity, it doesn't mean that I have to prepare only for the golden age. It helps me here itself. Whatever spiritual efforts I'm making, I'm really getting the benefit of it here itself. From my own personal experience, I can tell you, about 25 years ago, when I was a executive director in a large company, NBFC, suddenly the business environment changed, and there was so many problems started, and it became so serious that there were issues related to like personal risks of the directors also, that you could be arrested for not fulfilling certain obligations. So at that time, I was the one-time director, executive director, and there was my senior also. He got so scared because situation was totally out of control. And he got so scared that he got himself admitted to hospital and got a medical certificate that he is not fit to work, and he resigned. And then the board of directors entrusted the responsibility on my shoulders. It was not an easy decision to accept that, but I had a faith. I accepted it out of faith that if I am a child of Almighty, then nothing can go wrong with me. So I accepted challenge. I got the blessings of Dadi Prakash Mani also for that. And then I accepted that. And it looked to be so unsurmountable because there were many issues, many problems. But after I accepted that challenge, things started changing. Many things started changing, which nobody had anticipated, nobody had even thought of. Certain investments were totally dead, but their values multiplied several times. And that also happened in like a few months only. The value of the investments multiplied so many times. Certain properties which were not sellable, we could sell it, and a lot of monies we got. There were a lot of banking issues, a lot of regulatory issues, which we resolved. Banks were not providing funds and they wanted the monies back. The account was not an NPA, and they were not willing to do settlement. But when I presented my facts, because they knew me because I was with them for so many years, the banks also knew us. So they said, as a person, we have totally faith in you. So you present what solution you offer to us. So I presented some solution, and they, out of faith in me, they accepted those solutions, and they accepted certain one-time settlements, and there's so many banks were involved. So one by one bank accepted, then other bank followed like that. So in our board meetings every month, I used to say that this is the positive development that happened, and so my the chairman used to so excellent every time. Oh, unbelievable kind of thing. So after most of the problems resolved, he complimented me in the board meeting and said that it is because of your courage and your faith in God that has helped you, but at the same time, God has not only helped you, but it's helped the company. So we are all thankful to you for that. So point is the spirituality helps us in this time. This time is there's a call of time now that we need to spend time for ourselves. We need to spend time for meditation, learn meditation, transform ourselves. When you say transform, that means we have to purify our thoughts, we have to purify our emotions, we have to purify our attitudes. Because so many things, if we go inside, we'll find there's so many things about the past is lying inside. Some ill feelings about some person, some ill feelings about something which has happened, some ill feelings about sorrow which somebody has given to us. So we still keep remembering that, we still keeping storing those kind of memories inside us. So we have to remove those. We have to remove all those ill feelings, and we have to give a stop to the past. Unless we give a stop to the past, we cannot really move forward. It is very, very essential to put a stop, full stop. Whatever things happened in the past, as I told you, the Janki said, most of the thoughts are relating to either past or about others. So past, we have to totally give a full stop. Whatever has happened, we have to accept it as good for us. And believe that whatever is happening to me now is good, and whatever is going to happen, that also will be good for me. If we firmly, ingrain that thought within ourselves, then you will feel that really, even the things which were not going to happen that favorably, you will feel that things have started happening in a positive way. Because as you think, so will happen. If you feel that this is good is going to happen, good only will happen. If you feel that no, something may go wrong, or I don't know what will happen, then it creates uncertain situation, and that it goes into the environment, and maybe things will not happen the way you like. If you think yes, it will be going to be good for me, things will really be good for you. So that is a small message of spirituality, that now is the time to spend some time for our own self. We have been spending time for so many other people, including our clients. I think the clients are getting the most of the energies that we have. But now we need to spend time with our own self and renew our energy, empower ourselves, re-energize ourselves, and get the benefit of what that energy for our own self, for people around us, and for the larger benefit of the whole universe. Because we in India, we say, Vasudev Kutumbakam. The whole universe is our family. So if we think positively about us, that is the first stage. Without thinking positively about us, there's no point of thinking positive about others. First, I have to think good for myself, that I am the child of Almighty. Once that consciousness gains, what will happen is I can be a CA, can be the change agent for the world. A child of Almighty will gradually become change agent. That you can change yourself, you can transform, you can change others also. And then finally, you can be the chartered angel. Instead of accountant, you can be an angel who is available to everyone for help, available to everyone for guidance. So let us try to be from chartered accountant to a child of Almighty, and then a change agent. That was the message that I wanted to just give to you for today. Thank you very much. Thank you.